Okay, good morning.
Morning.
We have 10 projects, public for events, before we proceed, protect the cultural and the project public for
Yes, Sir Chair. Good morning, everyone. Beach and Wards Committee, Technical Working Group, Back Secretariat, to all the viewers live on YouTube live stream, uh, contractors, interested bidders, good morning. Today we have 10 projects for pre-bid conference. We have contract ID number 26JC0019, road widening, Dipolog Punta Dansulian Serios Menya, S01056MN, Zamboanga del Norte, Zamboanga del Sur Boundary Road, kilometer 1855 plus 640 to kilometer 1856 plus 619. We have 26JC0021, road widening, Dipolog Sindangan Liloy Road, S01057MN, kilometer 1887 plus 857 to kilometer 1888 plus 151, kilometer 1888 plus 377 to kilometer 1888 plus 940. We have 26JC0027, widening of bridge, Manawan Bridge, B00447MN along Dipolog Sindangan Liloy Road. We also have 26JC0028, widening of bridge, Manukan Bridge, B00439MN along Dipolog Sindangan Liloy Road. 26JC0030, widening of bridge, Pasanan Bridge, B00450MN along Dipolog Sindangan Liloy Road. 26JC0031, widening of bridge, Piangon Bridge, B00442MN along Dipolog Sindangan Liloy Road. 26JC0035, construction of concrete road, junction, Dipolog Sindangan Liloy Road connecting to Bago, Dalongdong, Joaquin Macias in support of the rice, rubber, coconut, and abaca industries, Sindangan Zamboanga del Norte. Station 13 plus 620 to Station 13 plus 720. 26JC0038, rehabilitation of paved road, Dipolog Oroqueta National Road, kilometer 1843 plus 260 to kilometer 1844 plus 330. 26JC0058, construction of multipurpose building, construction completion of multipurpose building, covered court, Purok 3, Sitio Upper Pinaan, Barangay Kanibungan, President Manuel Rojas, Zamboanga del Norte. And 26JC0059, construction of multipurpose building, construction completion of multipurpose building, covered court, Purok Paraiso, Barangay Talinga, Sindangan, Zamboanga del Norte. Now let's proceed to the roll call of member. Start with our backer person. We have Engineer Almar Acevedo. Our vice backer person, Engineer Teresita Liena. Back members, we have Engineer Janice Tormis, Engineer Rolly J. Bacara, Engineer Cristilo Ganias, from Technical Working Group, headed by Engineer Marites Mama. Members of the TWG, we have Engineer Rosalito Villarreal, Engineer Jinky Canoy, Miss Rochelle Garzola, Engineer Lorne Montaliana, Engineer Christine Carion. From the Back Secretariat, headed by our acting procurement head, Engineer Rodril Abacahin. Members of the Secretariat, we have Miss Leia May Cabale, Engineer Ivan Jimenez, and yours truly, Rosalier Morales Jr. From the observers, duly notified. Hopefully, they're viewing live online. Also, we would like to acknowledge the contractor's representative from the Follow Top Construction. We have here Engineer Michael Fan, the project engineer. Also, we have from the Golden Lion Construction, Krister Lagarnia, the liaison of GLC. Mr. Chair, since the members present today constitute quorum, you will now proceed this pre-bid of Private conference to order.
Thank you, Contact. Council member of the committee who consider siguro this forum is not called to order. To proceed, we are calling technical working group, Engineer Italiana to describe the profile data of this projects.
Good morning, everyone. Shown in the screen is the basic contract data of the 10 projects. First project is contract ID 26JC0019 or the road widening Dipolog Punta Dansulian, Sergio Osmeña, section S01056MN, Zamboanga del Norte for Boundary Road, station K18 1855 plus 640 to kilometer 1856 plus 619, which is located at Barangay Cogon, Dipolog City, Zamboanga del Norte, with an ABC of 43,107,260 pesos and a duration of 238 calendar days. For the second project, 26JC0021, or the road widening Dipolog Sindangan Liloy Road, section 0S01057MN, kilometer 1887 plus 857 to kilometer 1888 plus 151, and kilometer 1888 plus 377 to kilometer 1888 plus 940, which is located at Barangay Punot, Husidalman, Zamboanga del Norte, with an ABC of 51,067,800 pesos and a duration of 250 calendar days. For the third contract is contract ID 26JC0027 or the widening of bridge Manawan Bridge, bridge ID B00447MN along Dipolog Sindangan Liloy Road, located at Jose Dalman, Zamboanga del Norte, with an ABC of 32,640,860 pesos and a duration of 248 calendar days. For the fourth project is 26JC0028, project name Widening of Bridge Manukan Bridge, bridge ID B00439MN along Dipolog Sindangan Liloy Road, located at Manukan, Zamboanga del Norte, with an ABC of 37,174,340 pesos and a duration of 252 calendar days. Next project is 26JC0030, widening of bridge Pasanan Bridge, bridge ID B00450MN along Dipolog Sindangan Liloy Road, located at Sindangan, Zamboanga del Norte, with an ABC of 42,251,720 pesos and duration of 248 calendar days. Next project is 26JC0031, widening of bridge Piangon Bridge, project ID B00442MN along Dipolog Sindangan Liloy Road, located at Jose Dalman, Zamboanga del Norte, with an ABC of 22,667,400 pesos and a duration of 241 calendar days. Next project is 26JC0035, or the construction of concrete road junction Dipolog Sindangan Liloy Road connecting to Bago Dalungdong, Joaquin Macias in support of rice, rubber, coconut, and abaca industries, Sindangan, Zamboanga del Norte, Station 13 plus 620 to Station 13 plus 720. Located at Barangay Dalungdong, Sindangan, Zamboanga del Norte, with an ABC of 4,727,520 pesos and a duration of 46 calendar days. Lastly, for contract ID 26JC0038, project name Rehabilitation of Paved Road, Dipolog Oroqueta National Road, station kilometer 1843 plus 260 to kilometer 1844 plus 330, located at Barangay Ulingan, Dipolog City, Zamboanga del Norte, and an ABC of 24,500,000 and a duration of 305 calendar days. Next project is 26JC0058, or the construction of multi-purpose building, construction completion of multi-purpose building covered court Purok 3, Sitio Upper Tinaan, Barangay Kanibungan, President Manuel A. Rojas, Zamboanga del Norte, with a coordinate of 8.436319444123.1776056, located at Barangay Kanibungan, President Manuel A. Rojas, Zamboanga del Norte, with an ABC of 2,970,000 and a duration of 148 calendar days. And last project is 26JC0059, or the construction of multi-purpose building, construction completion of multi-purpose building, covered court, Purok Paraiso, Barangay Talinga, Sindangan, Zamboanga del Norte, located at coordinate 8.165841 1667 122.95 60 located at Barangay Talinga, Sindangan, Zamboanga del Norte, with an ABC of 2,970,000 pesos and a duration of 148 calendar days. Now for the project details of the 10 projects. For 26JC0019, the scope of work includes the removal of utilities, trees, guardrails, and other obstructions, the provision of seedlings and samplings, construction of 200 mm thick, 6.7 meters wide PCCP, paved shoulders, and construction of reinforced concrete line canal, including RCBC, grouted riprap, stone masonry retaining wall, gabions, and curb and gutter. The project also includes the installation of RCPC, guardrails, roadway lighting, and the application of pavement markings. For the next project, 26JC0021, which is the road widening along kilometer 1887-857. The scope of work includes the removal of trees, existing ACP and PCCP, RCPC utilities, and other obstructions. It also includes the construction of paved shoulders, 200 mm thick, 6.7 meters wide PCCP, CHB lateral drainage, curb and gutter, and sidewalk. It also includes the provision of seedlings and saplings. It also includes the installation of RCPC and stone masonry drainage structures and the application of pavement markings. For the next project, for contract ID 26JC0035, the scope of work includes the removal of Zaneco post and trees, the construction of paved shoulders, and 200 mm thick, 6.7 meters wide PCCP, reinforced line canal, the installation of guardrails, the application of pavement markings, and the provision of seedlings and saplings. Next project is 26JC0038. The scope of work includes the removal of existing PCCP, guardrails, and other obstruction. It also includes the construction of 280 mm thick, 6.7 meters wide PCCP, the installation of roadway lighting, guardrails, and road signages, and the application of pavement markings. For the next project is widening of Bridge Manawan Bridge IDB 00447 mm. The scope of work includes the construction of a standard one-lane, two-span, pre-stressed girder bridge at both sides of the existing two-lane, one-span steel bridge. For the next project, 26JC0028, widening of Bridge Manukan Bridge. The scope of work includes the construction of standard one-lane, two-span, pre-stressed girder bridge at both sides of existing two-lane, one-span steel bridge. For the next project, 26JC0030, or the widening of Bridge Pasanan Bridge IDB 00450 MN. The scope of work includes the construction of standard one-lane, two-span, pre-stressed girder bridge at both sides of existing two-lane, one-span steel bridge, including approaches. So this project includes our road component, which is the bridge approach. Next project is 26JC0031, or the widening of Bridge Piangon Bridge B00442 MN. The scope of work is the construction of standard one-lane, two-span, reinforced concrete deck girder bridge at both sides of existing two-lane, one-span steel bridge. The next project is 26JC0058, or the construction of multipurpose building, construction completion of multipurpose building, covered court, Purok 3, City Upper Tinaan, Barangay Kanibungan, President Manuel A. Rojas, Zamboanga del Norte. So shown in the screen is the perspective of the project. The dimension is 10 by 20 meters. Covered court. The last project is 26JC0059, for the construction of multipurpose building, construction completion of multipurpose building, Purok Paraiso, Barangay Talinga, Sigdara, Zamboanga del Norte. Shown in the screen is the perspective of the 16 by 28 meters covered court. That's all for the basic contract data and project details of the 10 projects. I she's the no. Now for the eligibility requirements of the 10 project. First is the registration in the Civil Works application. Contractors who wish to participate in this bidding are encouraged to enroll in the DPWH Civil Works application at the DPWH Procurement Service, 5th floor, DPWH Building, Bonifacio Drive, Port Area, Manila, while those already enrolled shall keep their records current and updated. The contractor's eligibility to bid on the project will be determined using the DPWH contractor profile eligibility process or the CPEP and subject to further post qualification. Although prior registration of bidders with the CWA is not a prerequisite for the submission of bids for specific contracts, the DPWH encourages contractors to submit these documents to the procurement service as early as possible, even without reference to any specific contracts. This will greatly facilitate the bidding process, particularly the eligibility check and the management of the CWA database. All contractors wanting to enroll in the CWA shall submit not later than the deadline for the submission of bids or simultaneously with the submission of its bid for the contract, the duly accomplished contractor's confidential application statement for inclusion or the CCASI together with all the required documents enumerated in the list of annexes of CCASI. Contractor's confidential application statement for inclusion form can be downloaded from the DPWH official website. Additional information on registration can be obtained from the procurement service during working weekdays from 7 to 4 p.m. at the DPWH website www.dpwh.gov.ph. For the pickup license requirements, shown in the screen is the pickup license requirement of the 10 projects. For contract ID 26JC0019, classification is General Engineering GE1 Road, and the size range is Medium A. For 26JC0021, General Engineering GE1 Road, the size range is Medium A. 26JC0027, the classification is GE1 Bridges, and the size range is Medium A. For 26JC0021, the classification is GE1 Bridges, and the size range is Medium A. For 26JC0030, the classification is GE1 Bridges, and the size range is Medium A. For 26JC0031, the classification is GE1 Bridges, and the size range is Small B. For contract ID 26JC0035, the classification is G1 Road, and the size range is Small B. For contract ID 26JC0038, the classification is G1 Road, and the size range is Small B. Contract ID 26JC0058, the classification is GB1 Building, and the size range is Small B. Lastly, for contract ID 26JC0059, the classification is GV1 Building, and the size range is Small B. For the technical component envelope, these are the required technical documents. First is a valid and updated field job certificate of registration, platinum membership in accordance with Section 20 of the IRR of RA 12009. For joint ventures, each partner of the joint venture shall submit the respective field jobs certificates of registration in accordance with Section 20.2.9.1 of the IRR of RA 12009. Next document is the special PCAB license in case of joint ventures and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. Next document is the statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, or the SLCC, similar to the procurement project within 10 years from submission of the bid using the prescribed form. So shown in the screen is the form of the SLCC. The following supporting documents shall be submitted together with the prescribed form. First is the certificate of completion and or final inspection report, the CPS final rating of at least satisfactory if applicable, certificate of final acceptance, notice of award and notice to proceed, contract agreements with copy of scope of work and contract cost, and approved bill of quantities. The joint venture agreement stating percent participation for joint ventures. To be eligible to bid for the contract, a bidder contractor must have undertaken a single largest completed contract complying with the following cost and similar criteria. For the cost criteria, the contract should at least cost 50% of the approved budget for the contract, adjusted to current prices using the Philippine Statistics Authority or the PSA Consumer Price Indices. Number 2, similar criteria. To be considered similar, the contract must contain first a category of works which is the same as or similar to the major category of works of a contract to be bid, costing of at least 40% of the total cost of SLCC, or a category of works which is the same as or similar to the major category of works of a contract to be bid, costing at least equal to the same. Contractors under small a and small b categories without similar experience on the contract to be bid may be allowed to bid if the cost of such contract is not more than the allowable range of contract cost of the registration based on the guidelines as prescribed by the PCAB. So shown in the screen is the technical documents, the major and similar categories of work for the 10 projects. For contract ID 26JC0019, 26JC0021, and 26JC0035, the category of work code is RCP, work description is roads construction PCCP, and the similar category of work code is RRP, or the roads rehabilitation PCCP, RCTP, or the roads construction tunnel PCCP. For contract ID 26JC0038, or RRP, or the roads rehabilitation PCCP, the similar category of work code is RCP, or roads construction PCCP, and RCTP, or the roads construction tunnel PCCP. For contract IDs 26JC0027, 26JC0028, and 26JC0030, 26JC0031, the category of work code is BCC-DP, or the Bridges Construction Concrete Superstructure with Driven Files. Similar category of work code is BRHCPD, BRHCDP, BRPCDP, or the Bridges Retrofitting Concrete Superstructure with Driven Piles, BCP, or the Bridges Construction with Board Piles. Next is contract ID 26JC0027, 26JC0028, 26JC0030, and 26JC0031. Category of work code is BCCDP, or the Bridges Construction Concrete Superstructure with Driven Piles. Similar category of work code are BRP, BRC, BCC, and BRR. For contract ID 26JC0058, the category of work code is BICWO PLC, or the building's construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. The similar category of work code is BICWPH CCP, BICWPH CCPI 16, BICWPL CCP, and BICWPH CDP. additional category of work for 26JC0058 is BCWPH CDP16, BICWPLCDP, BICWOPHC, BICWOPHC C16, and BICWPMCDP, BICWPPMCCP, BICWOPMC. For contract ID 26JC005, category of work code is BICWOPLS, are the buildings construction without piles, low-rise steel frame, 1 to 5 stories. The similar category of work code is BICWPHSCP, BICWPHSC, P16, BCWPLSCP, BICW PHSDP, BICWPHSD P16, BICWPLSDP, BICWOPHS, BICWOPHS16, BCWPMSDP, BICWPMSCP, and lastly BICWOPMS. Next technical document is the statement of the bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid using the prescribed form. The following supporting documents shall be submitted together with the prescribed form. The latest version of the Statement of Works Accomplished, or SWA, and percent time elapsed. The contract agreement with copy of scope of work and contract costs and bill of quantities. The notice of award and notice to proceed. The joint venture agreement stating percent participation of joint venture. The next technical document is the net financial contracting capacity, or the NFCC computation in accordance with ITB clause 5.6, which is the computation of a bidder's NFCC must be at least equal to the ABC to be bid. The NFCC is calculated as follows, which is the current assets minus current liabilities times 15 minus the value of all outstanding or uncompleted portions of the projects under ongoing contracts, including awarded projects yet to be started, coinciding with the contract to be bid. The values of the bidder's current assets and current liabilities shall be based on the latest audited financial statements submitted to the BIR, which is also reflected in a PhilJEPS registration certificate. During bid opening, the contractor's NFCC will be determined using the DPWH contractor profile eligibility process, or the CPEP, and the subject to further post qualification. If applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement in accordance with RA number 4566, or the contractor's license law and its IRR. Each partner of the joint venture shall submit their respective PhilJEPS certificates of registration in accordance with Section 20.2.9.1 of the IRR of RA 12009. The submission of technical and financial eligibility documents by any of the joint venture partners constitute compliance, provided that the partner responsible to submit the NFCC shall likewise submit the statement of all of its ongoing contracts. The seventh document is the original copy of the bid security. The bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following: the amount of not less than 2% of the ABC, if bid security is in cash; the amount of not less than 2% of ABC, if bid security is in cashier's check; the amount of not less than 2% of the ABC, if bid securities is in manager's check; the amount of not less than 5% of the ABC, if bid security is in bank draft; the amount of not less than 5% of ABC, if bid security is in guarantee; the amount of not less than 5% of ABC, if irrevocable letter of credit; the amount of not less than 5% of ABC, if surety bond. Next document is the project requirements, which is the organizational chart for the contract to be bid using the prescribed form. The organizational chart is intended to be used by the bidder to execute the contract if awarded to it. Indicate in the chart the names of the key personnel required in the bid data sheet clause 12.1 H2 and the special conditions of the contract clause 6.5. Next is the list of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data using the prescribed form. These personnel must meet the required minimum years of experience set and qualifications in the BDS clause 12.1 H2. The following supporting documents shall be submitted per personnel: the curriculum vitae per personnel with experience data, the notarized affidavits of commitment to work per personnel, the photocopy of the valid PRC license, and the photocopy of the valid certificate of accreditation and training. These are the required list of contractors' key personnel. For contract ID 26JC0019, 21, 27, 28, 30, 31, 35, 38, 58, 59, the required key personnel is first is the project manager with a minimum years of similar experience of 3 years and a minimum years of similar and related experience of 5 years. Next key personnel is a project engineer. The project engineer shall be a DPWH accredited provisional project engineer or a DPWH accredited project engineer 1. Project engineer should not go beyond the limits of assignment as per DO 169 series of 2025 guidelines on the accreditation and assignment of contractors and consultants project engineer. The next key personnel is the materials engineer, which should be a DPWH accredited Materials Engineer 1. Materials Engineer should not go beyond the limits of assignment as per DO 98 series of 2016 or the revised guidelines on the accreditation of contractors, consultants, materials engineers. For contract IDs 19, 21, 27, 28, 30, 31, 35, 38, 58, and 59, the required key personnel is safety officer, which should be a DOLE accredited safety officer and a foreman with a minimum years of similar experience of 3 years and a minimum experience of similar and related experience of 5 years. For the limits of assignment of accredited contractors, consultants, project engineer per DO 169 series of 2025 classification, provisional project engineer, the limits of assignment is 10 contracts located within the same region for simultaneous assignments, each costing not more than 100 million, but with an aggregate cost of 500 million. For PE1, the limits of assignment is 10 contracts located within the same region for simultaneous assignments while costing not more than 150 million, but with an aggregate cost of 1 billion. For PE2, 10 contracts located within the same region for simultaneous assignments, but with an aggregate cost of 1.5 billion. For ME1, the limits of assignment is 1 project costing not more than 150 million or 2 projects with an aggregate cost of not more than 250 million or 3 projects with an aggregate cost of not more than 200 million. For ME2, the limits of assignment is 1 project, no cost limit, or 2 projects with an aggregate cost of not more than 300 million, or 3 projects with an aggregate cost of not more than 250 million. A copy of valid PRC ID and certificate of accreditation shall be attached in the bidding documents for project engineer or materials engineer. Safety officer must have undergone mandatory 4TR basic construction occupational safety and health training from DOLE or any DOLE accredited training organizations. A copy of the said training certificate shall be attached in the bidding documents. Pursuant to Item 6 of Department Order Number 9, Series of 2012, if a proposed key personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the same time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that the personnel shall be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded the contract, and he or she shall be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing office. The bidder may propose a key technical personnel who is not its employee, provided that the said personnel is required to submit a certification that he or she will work for the bidder if it is awarded the contract under bidding. No personnel shall be assigned to more than one key position. Next document is the list of contractors' major construction and materials testing equipment units, which is owned, leased, and or under purchase agreements using the prescribed form. The following supporting documents shall be submitted. For owned equipment, copies of sales invoices, deed of sale, certificate of ownership, and or registration certificates from LTO. For leased equipment, the certifications from the lessors that the equipment unit shall be available for the contract once awarded. And for under purchase agreements, certifications from the vendors that the equipment unit shall be available for the contract once awarded. For the minimum material testing equipment, please refer to DO number 11 series of 2017 for the inclusion of the minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bid. The minimum testing equipment requirement shall be on a per contractor basis and not on a per project basis. Example, the equipment may be used to service several ongoing projects of the bidder. In compliance with Department Order number 253 series of 2003, only concrete and asphalt mixes produced by duly accredited plants shall be used in the DPWH projects. Thus, the bidder shall attach the certificate of accreditation for the batching plants. Shown is the minimum major construction equipment for the contract 26JC0019, which is a vibratory roller, backhoe with breaker, concrete batch plant, and the motorized road grader. The payloader, dump truck, transit mixer, and a joint sealer machine. For 26JC0021, these are the minimum equipment: vibratory roller, backhoe with breaker, concrete batch plant, motorized road grader with scarifier, payloader, backhoe wheel mounted, cold milling machine, dump truck, transit mixer, and joint sealer machine. For 26JC0027, the required equipment is backhoe with breaker, dump truck, payloader, truck-mounted crane, backhoe wheel-mounted, roller crane, vibro hammer, concrete batch plant, transit mixer, joint sealer machine, diesel hammer, and drop hammer. For 26JC0028, these are the required minimum equipment: truck-mounted crane, diesel hammer, drop hammer, backhoe wheel-mounted, backhoe with breaker, dump truck, payloader, roller crane, vibro hammer, concrete batch plant, transit mixer, joint sealer machine. For 26JC0030, these are the required minimum equipments. For 26JC0031, these are the required minimum equipments. For 26JC0035, these are the required minimum equipments. And for 26JC0038, these are the required minimum equipments. For contract IDs 26JC0058 and 59, these are the required minimum equipments. The original copy of the Omnibus Sworn Statement in accordance with Section 54.3 of the IRR of RA 12009, additional document for corporation, partnership, or cooperative, submit the additional required document, which is the original notarized secretary certificate. For joint venture is the original special power of attorney of all the members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. Next is the latest General Information Sheet, or the GIS. In compliance with Section 82 of the IRR, of the Republic Act 12009 or the new Government Procurement Act, all bidders are required to submit the latest General Information Sheet reflecting the beneficial ownership information duly filed and stamp received by the Securities and Exchange Commission for corporations, partnerships, private sector organizations, foundations, and associations. ISO 9001:2015 certification for contractors with pickup size range of medium A, medium B, large A, and large B, in compliance to DO number 31 series of 2007 and DO number 110 series of 2024. All contractors with pickup size range of medium A, medium B, large A, large B are required to submit ISO 9009:2015 certification as part of the project requirements in the bidding documents for infrastructure projects. For the financial component envelope, may I request Engineer Christine Orion to discuss.
Good morning, everyone. I will now be discussing the financial component envelope. So, for the financial component envelope shall contain first the original or of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form, which shall be signed in each and every page of the bid, including the BOQ. And remember that failure to sign on each of every page shall be a ground for the rejection of bid. The discount offered shall be signed by the person signing the bid if it is handwritten. Second is the original of duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities or the BOQ. The BOQ has two portions. BOQ for each part of the contract using prescribed form, and the bid price summary for all parts of the contract using the prescribed form. In the BOQ, the bidder shall not change the entries under pay item number, pay item description, unit, and quantity, which are set by the procuring entity. It shall indicate the subtotal for each page in the BOQ. And of course, it has to be signed by the person signing the bidding document. The next is the detailed estimates. It shall include a summary sheet including the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with a bid. All bidders shall be required to include the cost of all taxes such as but not limited to VAT, income tax, local taxes, and other fiscal levies and duties which shall be itemized in the bid form and reflected in the detailed estimates. Lastly, the financial component envelope shall contain cash flow by quarter. It shall also use the prescribed form. It shall be based on the duration of the procurement project. The next topic, which I will be discussing, is the format, sealing, and marking of bids. Bidders shall submit their bids through their duly authorized representative using the appropriate forms provided in Section 9, the Philippine Bidding Documents Related Forms, on or before the deadline specified in the ITB Clause 19 in two separate sealed bid envelopes, which shall be submitted simultaneously, whether through manual or online submission. The first shall contain the technical component of the bid, including the eligibility requirements under ITB Clause 12, and the second shall contain the financial component of the bid. Forms as mentioned in ITB Clause 17.1 must be completed without any alterations to their format. No substitute form shall be accepted. Each and every page of the bid form, including BOQ under Section 9 Philippine Bidding Documents, shall be signed by the duly authorized representatives of the bidder. Failure to do so shall be a ground for the rejection of the bid. Any insertions, erasures, or overwriting shall be valid only if they are signed or initialed by the duly authorized representatives or representative of the bidder. Bid shall be printed in A4 size paper and shall be binded. Each type of document shall have a tab number. Bidders shall enclose their technical components described in ITB Clause 12 in one sealed envelope marked technical component and the financial component in another sealed envelope marked financial component, sealing them all in an outer envelope marked bid. The bid shall be typed or written in ink and shall be signed by the bidder or its duly authorized representative. Bids shall be received by the BAC on the date, time, and place specified in the invitation to bid paragraph. Bids submitted after the deadline shall not be accepted by the Bids and Awards Committee. All envelopes shall contain the name of the contract to be bid in capital letters, and shall bear the name and address of the bidder in capital letters, addressed to the procuring entity's Bids and Awards Committee in accordance with ITB Clause 18.1, and shall bear the specific identification of this bidding process indicated in the ITB Clause 1.1, and shall bear a warning, do not open before, indicate the date and time for the opening of bids in accordance with ITB Clause 19. For manually submitted bid envelopes that are not properly sealed and marked as required in the bidding documents, the same shall be accepted, provided that the bidder or its duly authorized representative shall acknowledge such condition of the bid as submitted. On the other hand, unsealed or unmarked bid envelopes or bids that cannot be opened or corrupted in case of online submission shall be rejected. The BAC shall assume no responsibility for misplaced or lost contents of the improperly sealed or marked bid for its premature opening. Aside from the original copy, the bidder shall submit additional 2 copies of the technical and financial components of its bids. The next topic, which will be discussed by Engineer Jinky L. Canoy, is the procedure on the different procurement stages.
Good morning once again. These are the standard bidding procedures for procurement of infrastructure projects. The first is the preliminary examination of bids, the opening of the first envelope. The BAC shall check the presence and absence of the required documents and ascertain if they are all present using a non-discretionary pass or fail criterion. Then, the opening of the second bid envelope. Ang first envelope was that rated passed will be opened sa second envelope. Bids with missing or incomplete or patently insufficient and or total bid price exceeding the ABC shall be rated failed. For the ranking, only bids whose both envelopes were rated passed shall be considered for the evaluation and comparison. Next is the detailed evaluation of bids. Completeness of bids. Partial bid is strictly not allowed. Thus, bids not providing all the required items in the bill of quantity shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. Required item is provided, no price is indicated, it shall be considered as non-responsive. Specifying a zero or a dash, it means offered for free to the government. For arithmetical calculation, the BAC will be checking for computational errors to enable proper comparison of all eligible bids. The ABC shall be the upper limit and no lower limit. Bidder shall be required to include the cost of all taxes such as but not limited to VAT, income tax, local taxes, and other fiscal levies and duties which shall be itemized in the bid form and reflected in the detailed estimates. For any discrepancies between figures and words, words will prevail. For total price per item versus the unit price times the quantity of item, the unit price for the item times the quantity of the item shall prevail. And if discrepancies between stated total price versus the actual sum of prices, the actual sum of prices of component items prevail. For the unit cost in the detailed estimates versus the unit cost in the BOQ, unit cost in the BOQs will prevail. And if discrepancies between copies versus original, the original will prevail. After the detailed evaluation, bids shall be ranked in the ascending order of their total calculated bid prices to identify the LCB and must undergo post-qualification. Then the next stage will be the post-qualification. The purpose of post-qualification, it is to determine whether the bidder with the LCB complies with and is responsive to all requirements and conditions as specified in the bid docs. For the procedure, post-qualification shall verify, validate, and ascertain the trueness of the eligibility documents submitted of the contractor. Within 5 calendar days from the receipt of the notice of the BAC, the following must be submitted by the bidder undergoing post-qualification. We have the registration certificate, DTI, SEC, or CDA, the business permit, mayor's permit, the tax clearance, the pickup license, the audited financial statements, and the latest income and business tax returns. The following criteria shall be considered during post-qualification. For legal requirements, the BAC shall verify, validate, and ascertain licenses, certificates, permits, and agreements submitted by the bidder. BAC shall also verify if the bidder is not included in any blacklist. For technical requirement, verification and validation of the bidder's stated competence and experience. Verification of the competence and experience of the bidder's key personnel to be assigned to the project, especially the PEs and the MEs. Verification of availability and commitment and or inspection and testing for the required capacities and operating conditions of the major construction equipment and the material testing equipments. Checking the performance of the bidder in its ongoing government and private contracts, if any of these ongoing contracts shows the following deficiencies due to contractor's fault or negligence, the BAC shall disqualify if, number 1, they commit 15 negative, at least 15% in any one project, or a negative slippage of at least 10% in each of 2 or more contracts. Second, failure of the contractor to commence repair works on ongoing contracts within 7 calendar days and complete them within 30 calendar days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies. Third, failure of the contractor to commence repair with pending certificates of acceptance within 30 calendar days and complete them within 90 calendar days after receipt of the notice. The fourth is substandard quality of work as per contract plans and specifications, or unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. Post-qualification, it is to ascertain that the authenticity of the bid security and its correctness as to type, amount, form, and wording, and validity period as required in the bid docs. For financial requirements, the BAC shall also verify, validate, and ascertain that bid price proposal of the bidder, and whenever applicable, the bidder's NFCC, to ensure that the bidder can sustain the operating cash flow of the transaction. If the BAC determines that a bidder with the LCB passes all the criteria for post-qualification, they will be declared as the LCR or lowest calculated responsive bidder and recommend to the HOPE the award of contract to the said contractor. If, however, the BAC determines that the bidder of the LCB fails the criteria for post-qualification, it shall immediately notify the said bidder in writing of its post-disqualification and the grounds for it. Immediately after the BAC has notified the first bidder of its post-qualification, and notwithstanding any pending request for reconsideration thereof, the BAC shall initiate the complete the same post-qualification process on the second lowest calculated bid. Then the second lowest calculated bidder shall also undergo post-qualification, and if passes and provided that the request for reconsideration of the first bidder has been denied, the second bidder shall be post-qualified. And if also the second bidder, however, fails gyapon sa post-qualification, the procedure of the post-qualification shall be repeated, and so on and so forth, until the next lowest calculated responsive bid is determined for award. After the BAC determines the bidder with the LCRB or SCRB, they shall recommend to the HOPE the award of contract to the bidder with the LCRB or SCRB. In case of approval, the HOPE shall immediately issue NOA to the bidder with the LCRB or SCRB. After 10 calendar days from the receipt of the winning bidder of the notice of award, the following conditions shall be complied before the contract may be awarded. Submission of the following documents: the CARI, construction schedule in the form of PDM, bar chart with S-curve and cash flow, the equipment utilization schedule, manpower utilization schedule, construction methods, the construction safety and health program approved by the DPWH, certification under oath stating that the contractor is free and clean of all tax liabilities to the government, and the integrity pledge in accordance with the 86 series of 2013. Next is the posting of performance security. And last is the signing of the contract. If the bidder fails to meet these conditions, they will be subject to disqualification and their bid security will be forfeited. Within 7 calendar days from the date of approval of contract, the procuring entity shall issue the NTP together with a copy of approved contract to the successful bidder. The date of receipt of the successful bidder of the NTP shall be the date of effectivity of the contract and the start date of the project. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Delivery. This all matters relating to this proceeding were completed. Any reactions, questions, or clarification? Thank you. Hearing none, any motion for adjournment?
Before we proceed to the adjournment, Mr. Chair, I would like to inform all interested bidder that the deadline of submission and receipt of bid and the opening and preliminary examination of bid shall be on July 8, 2026 at exactly 10:15 in the morning here at Procurement Unit Office, Zamboanga del Norte, 2nd District Engineering Office, Santa Isabel, Dipolog City. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ma'am Dek. Any motion for adjournment?
Mr. Chair, I will propose this to
Seconded, this proceedings mo dyan.
Vice President.